Hey guys, Desolator Magic here with a user-suggested overlooked but awesome card, and this is definitely overlooked but awesome because I've never heard of it. Also, it was only printed one time as a rare in a set called Judgment. But to get a proper feel for the sheer power of this card considering its mana cost, we have to look at one of the Power 9. I'm of course talking about Time Walk, the utterly ridiculous spell that for 2 as a sorcery lets you take an extra turn after this one. A lot of new players to the game think that card's actually fake because they're like, no, come on. But no, that used to exist, and it probably was an appropriate power level during alpha and beta. I mean, how much could you really do with a bonus turn back then? There weren't that many card interactions, usually one with creatures. But that said, in today's terms, oh my gosh, let's just say there's a reason it's completely banned in Legacy, banned in Commander, and restricted in Vintage. So, bummer, it's banned in Commander, that's a shame. But what if I told you that there was a Commander legal card? It costs 2 mana, it basically does the exact same thing, just with a little catch, and it's actually instant speed, so it's actually a little bit better than Time Walk. Oh, and by the way, Time Walk, from the cheapest set that I could find it in, is between like 3,500 and 4,000 bucks right now. And that obviously varies greatly based on where you buy it. But this card I'm talking about costs a mere $4 at the moment. Well, if you haven't figured it out, I'm talking about Seed Time. Is it time for seeds, or are you seeding time? I don't know. But what I do know is that Seed Time is a 2-cost green instant that only can be played during your turn, and then you take an extra turn after this one if an opponent played a blue spell this turn. I mean, it did say there was a catch, but for a $3,496 discount, that's not bad. Now remember, even though it's instant speed, you can only play it during your turn, so, I mean, besides how it goes on the stack, it might as well be a sorcery. And it does say opponent, not player, so you have to wait for an opponent to play a blue spell on your turn, and then after that, free for all. And while that does seem kind of rare or obscure, I mean, if you're summoning your commander and they have a blue counterspell, they're probably going to counter it. And then they're probably out of mana, and you may or may not be, because, well, this only costs 2. So, I mean, yeah, you might keep this in your hand for 10 turns and never get it off, or you might basically get a free Time Walk because they countered something. And if they countered your commander, I mean, your next turn you untap all your mana, reuse it again, and just resummon your commander. I mean, so this is kind of like a green counterspell, sort of. Now, as far as ways to get around this restriction, there are very few ways to kind of cheat this. Because of how it's phrased, the condition is part of the effect, but the definition of the word cast is very misleading. Cast only means, I'd say attempt to cast, but literally it means a spell was announced, that they're going to attempt to put it on the stack. So if they try to cast a blue spell, and then you counter it, they have cast, as in attempted to cast a blue spell. It doesn't say if a blue spell resolved this turn. And then when they say, play Seed Time only during your turn, that seems misleading, but the updated Oracle text, which is the modern ruling on how the card is phrased, says, cast this spell only during your turn. So if you have a different method for dropping this onto the stack, or you can like change one spell into another, or somehow free cast this and ignore any other restrictions, you could theoretically get this spell to be on the stack during one of your opponent's turns. It would probably involve some kind of triggered ability. I can't think of any in my head right now, but there's probably hundreds of ways to do this. So would that still be a rules violation? Well, you look at the card rulings and it doesn't say it. So if anybody knows for sure judge and rules approved ways to kind of mess with this card a little bit, putting it in the comment section would be much appreciated. Otherwise, hey, anytime somebody plays like a blue pin down flash creature, counterspell, anything, respond with this, and, well, enjoy your Power 9 in response. So when you pull this out in your next Commander game, I guarantee people will be saying, 1, is this really a real card? And 2, how much did you pay for this? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.